They serve no purpose other than on the battlefield. 100% ban on ammo sales.
I've never owned a gun. I don't understand what they're for other than in the hands of the police.
Do you trust politicians?
Not at all.
Do you trust the government in general?
No.
Who should control the guns? How would you defend yourself and your wife?
I don't have the ability to defend myself and my wife.
Our camera crew obtained exclusive footage of the March for Our Lives participants flooding the streets in protest as, for hours, they begged lawmakers to take away more of their individual rights. The most violent government on the entire planet, which wages more wars against more people, a government that, for one example of a plethora of examples, is responsible for the deaths of more than 500,000 Iraqi children, whom the Secretary of State at that time said were worth killing.
We have heard that 500,000 children have died. I mean, that's more children than died in Hiroshima. And you know, is the price worth it?
I think this is a very hard choice, but we think the price is worth it. The price is worth it.
And the children of this violent nation are marching to encourage the government, that very same extremely violent government, to violently take guns away from its own citizens, some of whom own guns to protect themselves from the violence of government. So in essence, in the name of stopping gun violence, these marchers are begging the government to craft laws which they will enforce using state-sanctioned gun violence in order to get rid of gun violence. Hitler, Mao, Stalin, and Mussolini would be proud. If you enjoy this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, and share this with everyone you know.
96 people die every day from guns in our country, yet most representatives have no public stance on guns. And to that, we say no more. We can and we will change the world.
What brings you out here?
Protecting my children. I served in the military. I was in combat twice, carried semi-automatic weapons. Through the course of my military career, I ended up destroying and firing lots and lots of other Eastern Bloc automatic weapons. They serve no purpose other than on the battlefield. There is no reason why there should be laws allowing it. There's no reason anyone needs to carry one. There are better weapons for self-defense, and I am sick and tired of my kids going to lockdown drills at school on a regular basis.
What state are you from?
I'm from Pennsylvania.
If you could snap your fingers and enact a law, what would that law look like? What would it say?
100% ban on ammo sales.
What the hell did you just say?
100% ban on ammo sales.
All the guns are out there. You can't shoot a gun that doesn't have bullets in it. Seriously, backtrack those ammo sales. You can throw an empty gun at me, I don't care. But don't get stockpiled ammo and don't stockpile your weapons.
I was born and grew up in the shadow of the Holocaust. And in that period in this country, children were everything, especially in my community. So I've always been protective of children. I volunteer with children's groups, and this is about children and protecting them. Very important.
Are you for gun control?
I've never owned a gun. I don't understand what they're for other than in the hands of the police and the military. So I have no use for them, and I have no problem outlawing them completely. I understand that some people want them for hunting. People had them for hunting when I was growing up in the 50s and 60s and 70s. So it's okay if they have it, but not, I want much gun control. I want to go back to just hunters with their one rifle or two.
Generally speaking, do you trust politicians?
Not at all, and not in either party.
Do you trust the government in general?
Unfortunately, no.
So who should control the guns?
Who should control the guns?
Yeah, if we're pushing for gun control and we're out there begging politicians who we don't trust to implement gun control, should we really trust that?
If the government does one thing, and one thing only, and that is that tears down the privately owned gun factories and gun industry, let the military make its own its own, control its own, the same with the police forces. It should be exclusively controlled by them. Obviously, we need government for our own protection. That's why we have a military. That's why we have police. They should control it. They should manufacture them. It shouldn't be part of a capitalist for-profit system.
Okay, so we're talking about a total gun ban, handguns, rifles, everything.
Yeah.
What would you say to people who say that that would be unfair to them, that they should have the right to buy ammo anytime they want?
The purpose of the assault rifle, the only logical reason I've ever heard is because you really, really like to shoot targets, or you really, really like to have it. If that's the case, there's all kinds of ways that we can put those in safe places where you have access to them, only for shooting targets. We have all the ammo that you want, only for shooting targets. You have all the modifications that you want, only for shooting targets, and they're never out with us. I have no problem with that. I grew up in Kansas. I grew up around hunters, fishermen. It's a part of the outdoor culture, and I get that. But these weapons don't serve that purpose in any way whatsoever.
Would it be fair to say that you're out here, and a lot of people are out here because they want to save lives by banning assault-style weapons?
Absolutely. No one wants to just take things from people. But there are certain things that just don't make sense. I can't buy 6 boxes of cold medicine without raising a red flag. I will get arrested for driving without my seatbelt on. I can't.
Do you think it should be? Do you think
there are regulations? There's no reason why there is not a regulation on a machine that exists for no other reason than to kill people as fast as possible, as far away as possible.
Let me give you a statistic, and I just want to get your first blush reaction. Over 80% of mass shootings are carried out by handguns.
That's true, and that there should be restrictions on all types of weapons. Listen, there are going to be incidents with handguns. Why can we not eliminate all the incidents with assault rifles? There are going to be legitimate reasons to do it with handguns, but again, if you have domestic violence issues, alcoholism issues, drug addiction issues, anger management issues, there's no reason why you should buy all the guns you want, of every kind that you want, and all the ammo you want, and carry them everywhere you want. I think what needs to change more than anything is our wide open, everything is allowed, all places, all times gun culture. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. Mental illness exists everywhere else in the world. Mass shootings do not exist everywhere else in the world. We can debate what the reasons are for that, but I'm not opposed to the NRA in general. I'm opposed to the silent people in the NRA who don't stand up for what they actually believe in. I'm not opposed to gun ownership, but it needs to be for a reason. I'm not opposed to hunting in any way whatsoever. I'm not opposed to home protection. That doesn't happen with an AR-15 with a 30-round magazine.
What you talking about, Willie?
I'm not opposed to home protection. That doesn't happen with an AR-15 with a 30-round magazine.
I suppose at this point we'll just fact-check Mr. Ban All Ammunition.
A 15-year-old at home with his 12-year-old sister when burglars try to break in.
That's when investigators say the boy grabbed his dad's assault rifle and started shooting, and he hit one of the men repeatedly. This all unfolded this afternoon in the 2600 block of Royal Place Court. 11 News reporter Sharon Min Chow talked with neighbors and investigators.
Anxious family and friends crossed the yellow tape into a surreal crime scene. A 15-year-old boy and his 12-year-old sister had been home alone in the Mount Royal Village subdivision. And at about 2:30, a pair of home invaders tried the front and back doors, then broke a back window.
A young boy was protecting his sister. You know, he was in fear for his life and for his sister's life.
The brother grabbed his father's assault rifle and knew what to do with it. His dad is a Precinct 1 deputy constable.
We don't try to hide things from our children in law enforcement.
The children were not hurt. The home invaders fled, leaving a trail of blood. 2 suspects showed up at Tomball Hospital. One, the adult, had multiple gunshot wounds and was flown to Memorial Hermann Hospital. The second, a juvenile, was taken back here. Detectives walked the suspect through the crime scene. Meantime, neighbors say burglars had recently struck the 2 houses next door, which included the deputy's home.
They stole everything, what they have inside. They already did it one time.
And this may be the last time at least for these suspects.
I'm not opposed to home protection. That doesn't happen with an AR-15 with a 30-round magazine. How, in our psyche, when 50-some people get murdered from a window at a hotel, is the first response that everybody immediately goes and clears them off the shelves because they want them? They don't want them to get banned. What purpose on earth does that serve, other than this feels pretty testosterone-y to rip these off into the trees?
What if somebody said, I don't need a purpose, I just have my rights? It's not the Bill of Needs, it's the Bill of Rights.
Right. Then we need to reassess what the Bill of Rights was built around. Like all these signs that you see around here, we have 18th century gun laws for 21st century guns. It doesn't apply. I don't care what anybody in the NRA says about trying to say that a well-regulated militia is all of us. That is straight BS, and everybody knows it.
James Madison didn't say that?
We are not all, what's up?
James Madison didn't say a well-regulated militia is the whole of the people?
I don't know if James Madison said it. I heard Dana Loesch say it. That is a ridiculous BS,
one of the
wide open, stupid semantic interpretation of that part of the law.
It's not that we're coming for your guns. We want you to be responsible about your guns. Most people end up shooting family members and friends with handguns because they have anger management problems.
Let's say, I'm just going to give you a scenario and just throw it out there. Let's say 3 armed men broke into your house. You and your wife are in there. How would you, three armed thugs with guns, yeah. How would you defend yourself and your wife?
I don't have the ability to defend myself and my wife. We would try to escape, and I would try to call the police.
Okay, now what if somebody doesn't want to let go of their AR-15? What do you think should be done to them?
I don't know what you can do about that, because if you try to do anything, they'll just blow your head off. So there you go.
Thanks for taking your time to watch this video. If you want to see more man on the street videos, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel, grab a shirt, become a channel member, but more importantly, understand that giving away your rights never benefits humanity. I'll see you in the next video.